Hello and good evening wherever you are, whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening, and welcome to my weekly reflections, my vlog, where I'm just going to chat about what's been going on because, boy, oh boy, are we revving up for the conference, the event coming up. Hi there. Let me know who's here. Usually, a number of you are pretty regular, which amazes me. Really does. Well, here we are. We're at the 13th, and the conference begins on the 25th, which is, I haven't counted up the days. Let me count up the days. No, that can't be 15 days. 12 days to go. Oh my God, 12 days. Uh-oh. That's what you're hearing is, uh-oh, there's so much work left to be done. But the event, well, if you've been around for a while, then you know that we have two big events every year. We have one in the spring and we have one in the fall, and they're virtual. Why are they virtual? Well, it started out because of the pandemic. Um, we had a conference scheduled for 2020 in Charlotte, North Carolina. Had a hotel, has signed everything, had started to pick out the menus. The whole thing was just getting ready. And it was really fun. And then, of course, the pandemic happened. And we were like, is this going to be over? Will we be able to go? What should we do? It was quite the conversation for a number of months. And finally, um, as the pandemic continued to expand, really, here's Bella. um, we said, well, let's give it a try virtually. So we did. So in November 2020, we had our first we had virtual conferences before, but this was the big conference. And we had, I think it was because it was the pandemic, everybody was really, um, you know, in the house and wanting to connect. We had almost 1,000 people come to that one. That was amazing. And it was so good. They all have been actually in their own way. So here we are in 2025, 5 years later, and we've had 10 conferences. And each one, I can honestly say that each one is better than the one before. Um, why? We learn. We meet every day. We like what worked, what could be better, what are we learning, how do we make this fabulous for everybody. So that's what we've been doing for a long time now. And in 12 days, did I say 12 days? I can't it can't be really 12 days. Yep, 12 days. In 12 days, we'll have this year's event. I'm gonna show you. Give me a second. I'm gonna go through it with you. I think everybody who comes with any kind of regularity to Wow What a Ride, to my vlog, knows because I've been talking about it over the past number of weeks. Because that's what I'm doing. That's what pretty much I'm very, very much involved in getting it all working. Okay, here we go. You are not alone. If you've been around for the past few weeks, you may have heard this already. But why surgery since we've done so little in surgery? Because people asked, women asked. They wanted to know more about surgery because surgery is the way that any kind of treatment for lipedema used to be. It's very chaotic. It's difficult to find the best advice as to how to move forward and what you need to know. It's just, yeah, it's sort of like the wild, wild west. Anyway, here is our Heart to Heart 3-day virtual event conference, Lipedema Surgery Simplified. It will be co-hosted by none other than Dr. Carmody. There he is. It will be co-hosted by none other than me and Dr. Carmody and Siobhan Huggins. So the three of us will really let you know who's here, what's important about it, follow up with Q&As, and pretty much guide the direction of the conference. It's 3 full days. Day 1 is the 25th, a surgical overview. There is a practice in Berlin called MedPlast that is founded by Dr. Frank Lapschies, and he has a staff of, I think, close to 20 or 30, and it's all it is. The entire hospital is lipedema surgery. And so we will be highlighting what they do there. As far as I know, they are the only ones who have strictly lipedema surgery. And so that's on day 1 with a couple of others. Dr. Larson is from the US, and I think who else is that day? Give me a second. I will refresh my memory. Dr. Michel. Dr. Sebastian Michel is a lipedema surgery specialist from Germany and Dubai. So we have pretty much a global reach. Okay, day 1. Day 2, navigating your choices. We have a number of surgeons. Dr. Amato is a vascular surgeon, but he does do lipedema surgery. He's from Brazil. He's written a number of articles, and so he will be here talking about low carb keto as a preparation for surgery. He's had wonderful results. And then 3 doctors, Volstein, Haggerty, and Gutowski, will talk about the surgery and different aspects of it. That's on day 2. And we have a number of lipedema ladies who have either had surgery or some version of it or tried to get surgery. So we will have had good stories and not so good stories. So from the whole gamut. So you'll be hearing from a lot of these ladies who have had surgery or some version of it. And then on the final day, we want you to leave with skills to move forward if that's what you want to do. So we have Michelle Jacqua, Lee Fowler, Jacqueline Del Rosario, who are all involved in the insurance industry in some way. Michelle helps women do the pre-authorization for surgery. Leah helps if they're denied and how to get through the appeals process. And Jacqueline actually does what's called the functional evaluation. You need a functional evaluation, and she does that as a CLT. So she'll go through what that is. So you should know what that is. Wow. You can see why I'm very excited about this. Amazing. Just amazing. Okay. It's if you haven't signed up yet, we did have a early bird and a oops. I'm trying to get to the sign up place. I think it's at 197 right now. Yeah. It's at 197. So sign up. 12 days left. Okay. Let me come back here. Stop the screen share. So now it's interesting because I had surgery. And I'm not planning on having surgery again. Yet I'm still looking forward to listening to the progress that's been made, what people have done, and how the field continues to grow, continues to take the learning and make it more accessible to those of us who are looking for answers. Because even if surgery isn't the answer per se, there's information in there that can be helpful. And we'll talk about all of that over the weekend, which reminds me. So that weekend, which is not next weekend, but the weekend after that, there will be no vlog. I won't be doing it because I'll be at the conference. There won't be a Friday night, what's coming up and what's new and coming up with lipedema. So our usual Facebook Lives will not happen over that weekend because we're all going to be at the conference. We hope you'll be joining us too. So how are you guys? Usually by this time, I've heard from a number of you have put something in the chat. How are you guys? It's a very rainy, cold, kind of overcast weekend here in New England. I'm in the Boston, south of Boston, but the Boston area, and it is, I've been snuggling most of the weekend and working and back and forth. So, so what about you guys? Anything? I guess it's one of those quiet Sundays. I sort of I love it when it's like this. It's quiet and kind of cozy. This is I happen to love these kind of days because of the coziness, because of the level of rest. And yeah, give me a second. I'm going to rest for a second. Yeah, like that. Like that. It's very restful. So I will see you next week. And then we have the conference. And then the week after, I'll be talking about all of what the conference was like. So I hope to see you there. If I can help in any way, just reach out to me. Have a wonderful rest of your day and weekend. Or if you're looking at the replay, wherever you are, morning, afternoon, evening, any day of the week. And that's what I love about being able to do these so you guys can catch up. Bye. Oh, do you know what? I didn't give you the link. It's one of those. Here you go. Here is the link. There you go. I just put it there. And here it is. Learn dot lipedema-simplified.org/lipedema-lymphedema-event. Bye, hashtag. Hi, Diane. Thanks, ladies. Much love. Talk to you soon.